This is the Blair Witch portion of the show. Found footage. We're at the bottom of Big Devil Stairs Trail at the no trespassing private property signs. So we're about to start heading up this stream. It looks way higher than it normally is. No doubt due to all the rain. No telling if I'm going to be able to make it up this trail or how far I'm going to be able to make it up the trail. So we will see. This will be the high adventure portion of the show. So far I have the trail to myself. There was one other car at the parking lot when I left, so not busy at all. It is a Friday, and about mid-afternoon. Started I think around 12:30, and it's definitely late October. So the parkway was pretty busy. A lot of people driving along it, stopping at the overlooks and taking pictures, but the trailheads were not busy. So that was a pleasant surprise. So, all right, well, I've done a terrible job thus far of talking to the camera, so let's see if I can do a little better. I'm on the fire road here, about to jump onto the horse trail. We're going to actually read the sign. So we were on the Gravel Springs Hut Fire Road, and said we're going to take the Harris Hollow Trail and to the Bluff Trail. That takes me to Big Devil Stairs, 1.5 miles away. End of October. We're trying to catch the last of the leaf changing. Going Big Devil Stairs because it A, was closer, and B, supposed to have some good overlooks. A little chillier than I was expecting today. Planned for weathers in the 60s. Just barely 50 at noontime when I started this, so a little chilly. Got a little bit of a breeze going. Other than that, it's not too bad. Alright, we're coming on our next milepost. So Bluff Trail left and right, and then it's the Gravelly Spring Shelter up that way, and Big Devil Stairs that way. So let's march on smartly. Not sure how the leaves are going to look from above. While driving here on the Skyline Drive, it looks pretty good. Definitely not pink or anything, but still looks pretty. But as I get into this, the trees look pretty bare, so it looks like the majority of the leaves have fallen. So should be a good day for a hike though. So even if it's not the best foliage, it'll still be a worthwhile endeavor. Well, so far there's been a milepost about every 100 yards, so let's see what this one says. So the Bluff Trail to Big Devil Stairs, we're going to take a left and go off that way. Or we can take the Harris Hollow Trail down that way. Well, Harris Hollow looks interesting, but that's not on our itinerary for today. So we're going to take the Bluff Trail to Big Devil Stairs. See if I can actually say it correctly this time. It's definitely getting warmer as I hike, so I've been shedding layers. One of the reasons why it's important to dress in layers as opposed to just having, say, a heavy coat and then something light underneath, so you're either really hot or really cold. I've got multiple layers on now, so as I get more active and start to heat up, I can shed some of these top layers, and if the wind picks up or I start to slow down to take pictures and I cool off, I can put them back on. Interesting little rock formation there. Yeah. I sometimes wonder, they always put the trails on top of the rock formations, so it's kind of interesting to see them more from the ground level. Or I guess they don't always, but typically the trail goes on top of the rocks, give you a nice little lookout, and kind of neat seeing that one from the bottom. We've got some lookouts ahead of us, so it's not like we're going to miss out. We are definitely in the bouldery part of the trail so far. Number of very large boulders. So it makes for some interesting views and breaks up the landscape a little bit. It's nice to not just see trees all the time. Got some scree field going up the mountain. Lots of fallen trees. So we're coming up on another rock formation. This one has some cascading water on it. Take a look at that. Trip and fall. It's kind of neat. We just had pretty big storms come through 2 days ago. The remnants of hurricane, I believe, was Patricia. So in theory, when it hit Mexico, it was the most powerful hurricane ever. So it made its way all the way from Mexico up through the Shenandoahs, and it hit us on Wednesday. So this is Friday. So I imagine that's just some residual rain flowing off the top of the mountain. Probably that's not running most of the time. With the trees without the leaves, you can really see down into the valley. Further down in, the more golden color you get. So up high, most of the trees don't have their leaves, but down in the valley, still got some color. So let's see how the photographs turn out. Maybe I'll squeak out one last weekend before it gets too cold and all the leaves have dropped. This is definitely unseasonably warm for this time of year. According to the weather people, which are occasionally right, we're going to have this for about one more week, and then we're going to have to get ready for winter. So hoping to squeeze in a couple more hikes before it gets too cold. Alright, I'm going to try to jump across this without getting soaking wet. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will walk across log to rock to log. While I do have a waterproof GoPro, I have the back as the skeleton. So the back is completely open, so you can hear me talk. But that also makes it not waterproof. So I have to be a little more careful than if I had it fully closed, buttoned up. Wow, this trail is really wet. I'm assuming it's from all the rain we got. There's a lot of water here. Well, the leaves are nice enough to really cover it up, so you think you're walking on dry ground. Next thing you know, you have a really wet foot. So just makes it a little more adventurous. We're going to have a wet section of the trail coming up. A lot of water, and then there's this feature sticking out. This little ridge line, I've been watching it for a while. I don't know if that's our final destination or what that is. Looks kind of interesting. Let's see if I can get across all this water without getting soaked. Whoa, a little deep. Alright, we got a stream there. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting not bringing the waterproof camera case at this point. There's definitely a lot of water. I have to believe a lot of this is from the rain. Part of what leads me to believe that is, you look at little streams like this where the water is running over top of the leaves. That means that the leaves haven't really been. It doesn't do that often because otherwise the leaves have been pushed out of the way. So, pretty stream. Yeah. Finished crossing this stream, and I'm shooting in 4K today on a GoPro 4 Black. And one of the downsides of shooting in 4K is it absolutely kills batteries. So, in normal high definition 1080p, get maybe hour and a half of battery life. You start shooting in 4K and it's 30 minutes, maybe 35. It just really eats up the batteries. So today I brought 5 batteries. So it's gonna take, that's 2.5 hours of footage, way more than I planned to shoot. But it's just one of those things that if you're gonna shoot 4K, you gotta bring the extra batteries, because otherwise you'll get the intro shots and about midway through your hike you're gonna have a dead camera. We're coming up on a new trail marker. Let's see what this one says. As I trip and fall. Alright, so Big Devil Stairs is to our right and going off that way. So it does look like it's going to follow that ridge I was pointing to earlier. Or we can stay with the Bluff Trail and go to Mount Marshall Trail and go all the way that way. So we're not going to do that today. We are going to stick to the Big Devil Stairs. Sun is killing me. I was trying to get a shot of walking past the milepost, but I was looking right into the sun. I'm sure it'll be overexposed. So every time the sun went behind a cloud, I was in the middle of doing something and missed out on the shot. So, Big Devil Stairs Trail is super narrow. It's also going downhill. Really? Take 2. The Big Devil Stairs Trail is super narrow and pretty good grade downhill as we approach. We'll see. It's not at all a bad. It's relatively smooth. Just significantly different from the approach. It was pretty wide open, double track trail, not a lot of underbrush, and this is single track, ton of low shrubby type stuff, and this being right after all the leaves had dropped, it would be hard to tell there was a trail here at Forsyth. I mean, not that the trail is hidden, but that's certainly not anywhere near as clear as what it was coming up here. So, I'm not sure if this is the first overlook or not, but it is somewhat of an overlook. You can hear the stream in the gorge below. Can't see too much, but we've definitely come down a bit. We've pretty much walked along trail up in that area. The stream we crossed to get here is what's flowing down in this gorge. Depending on how adventurous I am, I may try to go down to it and then follow it back up. It sounds like it is really moving. Gotta believe it's all the rain we've gotten recently as a result of the hurricane. So I'm not quite sure where the trail goes from here. Definitely kind of a rocky area. Not at all obvious which way to go. Alright, correction, that's which way to go, I think. I think that's actually how it came in. Alright, I'm still confused. So there's a blue. That's the way I came in. Maybe I go this way? Oh, it looks like, oh, here we are. Alright, so the key is to go down. This looks a little sketchy, so the purpose of not falling and breaking my camera, I'm going to put it away for a bit, but yeah, that looks like the trail we're heading down. And sure enough, that looks like much more of an overlook. So let's go down. Wow, that's quite a gorge. All right. Woo! So yeah, that stream is that's definitely flowing. I don't remember seeing pictures of it that high, and even all the hillsides have water coming out of them. Got some wind going to kill my audio, but definitely going to try to get down to that gorge and cross country to get back up. That looks really neat. It'll kill my timeline, but that's okay. There's supposed to be a short hike today, so even though I got a late start, I should have plenty of time. I was going to try to do Mary's Rock if I had time, but I'd much rather go up that canyon and follow that stream, because that looks really cool. So yeah, we're following the ledges. This might be a little sketchy for some people. It's not at all bad by my opinion, but I had read reviews that the trail got thin and near the ledge for oh wow, it really was. So between the first overlook and the second, the trail was supposed to be more exposed, more towards the ledge. Be cautious. So just some basic camera fundamentals that I am screwing up today. I did not scout ahead of time to look which direction this gorge would be facing, and sure enough it's running north-south, and the pictures I want to take are all facing south, except because I was lazy and didn't get out of bed until noon, it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so facing due south I get nothing but the sun. So all the pictures are super overexposed, huge, looking into the sun glare. So mental note next time, I'll definitely come back to, I will definitely come back here, but mental note is, before you go to photograph something, figure out where it is in relation to the sun. So ideally you will use the sun. If, knowing, for example, that this is facing south, and that's the pictures I want to take, coming midday wouldn't be bad if I can get an overcast day, or and I'm trying to catch a few clouds, but they're just too sparse today, and even when they are there, they're not enough to really kill the sun. It's too bright right now. So either overcast day, or either earlier in the day or later in the day when the sun, you're not looking straight into the sun. So that's just does not make for pretty pictures. So hopefully I can walk and talk at the same time without falling. So I'm hoping that, at least for this video, as I'm walking south, the sun is on me, so I should be pretty, exposure on me should be pretty good, whereas I have made the mistake before of walking with the sun over my shoulder and end up not having completely unusable footage because all you can see is the sun darting in and out from behind my head. So we'll see. This is a second overlook. I'm not sure if it's the second overlook, but kind of a view up the valley, up the gorge. I definitely want to get down there. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, because that's down there a ways. That's not an easy drop. This trail keeps going, so we'll see where it takes us. I don't know if this just dead ends or if it eventually does meet up with another trail. Once again, I did virtually no research on this before coming out here, which is, highly recommended. It's always good to just wander off into the woods. Don't tell anybody where you are. Don't really don't look at a map or anything. I do have it with me, so I'm not completely being an idiot right now. But this was supposed to be just it's 5 mile out and back, so 2.5 each way. I do kind of take that lightly when I shouldn't. I can fall and get hurt just as easily here as I could anywhere else, and especially if I now decide to go down into that gorge and get stuck, that would definitely be a rescue. I've only passed one other person so far today, so even though this is a pretty popular trail, between time of year and being a Friday, there's not a lot of people out here. I'm going to try to get some more photographs, and hopefully the sun will duck behind a cloud and I can shoot looking south, but That's the picture I want to take, but unfortunately that's what's in my way. So we'll see how it goes. I have to say, thus far they have not wasted a lot of paint on this this trail. I mean, the flags have been few and far between. With the leaves down, you can kind of figure out that there's a trail there, but it is not obvious. Especially as open as this terrain is and rocky. Definitely a few spots there where I was not sure if I was cross country or if I was still on the trail. We're continuing to go down quite a bit. Not sure where this thing goes. You kind of needed to put me to the bottom of that stream so I don't have to down climb, and I can kind of follow the stream back up. Assuming I can follow the stream back up. As high as that river, as high as that water is flowing right now, there's no guarantees I will be able to climb over and around and all that stuff. I am certainly not equipped to rock climb, so, and nor am I really in the mood to do anything super dangerous. I'm really hoping that past those lookouts that I've seen, the trail has kept going. Don't know if I was supposed to turn around and or if there's more ahead of me. I've been going on. We keep dropping down, so ultimately I may have to just get to the bottom of this and turn around and hike back up. It's not the end of the world if that happens. Probably only a mile or so. It will be rather steep, but I'd almost prefer hiking up this as opposed to down, because with all these leaves, they're still got a lot of moisture in them, and they're still firm, and because of all the rain they're still slick, and they just slip and slide as you're trying to walk down this mountainside, and they cover up all the rocks and roots and everything underneath them, so you never know if you're going to have good smooth solid footing or if it's going to slip out from underneath you. Over there is a blue flag. I was just debating where the trail went because it is not obvious. I was just debating how far I was going to take the Big Devil Stairs trail before I gave up and turned around and went back. Definitely after I got past the overlook section, it cut back onto the main ridge line and has been just doing switchbacks back and forth. So I imagine I'm off the hiking upwards itinerary that I had planned to follow. But at the same time, it has taken me down into the bottom. I'm definitely down into the gorge now. And I was thinking about cutting cross country to meet up with the stream, but sure enough, the trail is now taking me there. So I think at this point, I'm going to get off trail and try to follow the stream all the way back up to the top of the gorge. Now, the water level is super high. It's coming from all sides. Which will make for really good pictures, but that means that I'm going to have multiple stream crossings, and there may be some areas where I just get stuck. So this is definitely a little riskier than what I would normally do, but at the same time, it should make for both an interesting hike and get some interesting footage. So yeah, we're definitely down into the stream now. There's a posted sign, so maybe we're at the park boundary. I'm not sure. I can't remember if this has a boundary connection or not. But regardless, from this point forward, I'm going to start following the stream back up into the gorge. As with any gorge, the problem is that you can often get up into it and then get stuck. So worst case scenario, I turn around, come back the way I came. I just need to be careful not to go up something that I can't turn around and down climb. Or make sure I always have an exit. If I do want to exit, the exit is going to be to the right or the east, because the left side looked really rocky, really sketchy, and there's not really a trail up there, whereas the Little Devil Stairs trail is on this side. Yep. have to put in battery number 3 here shortly, and then we'll be on our way. I am really regretting not bringing the waterproof case, but live and learn. Oh, we got a fence, so we're definitely at a boundary. Only a few yards off of my first court, and I hit my first snag. So stream can't get by on that side because of the rock. If I go up the rock, no guarantee I'm gonna get back down, and I can try to jump across this sketchy thing. So I'm waterproof. I'm not worried about my foot going in, or most of me going in, but my cameras are not. So I need to figure out a good way across here so that I survive and stay dry. Alright, well, as much as I wanted to stay to the right side, because that's my exit route, that's a pretty steep rock face, so it's forcing me over onto the left side, which is doable, but if the left side runs out, I now have a stream and then a big up climb on the right. So far the rocks have been really loose, pretty slippery, but most of the underbrush has died off, so it's not too bad. The stream is just super high. I've never seen them flowing like this. Much more water than typically comes down here. Very, very pretty, but probably won't see that again, maybe in the spring when you get all the rains. I'm in the canyon. Lots and lots of waterfalls the whole way up. It's kind of tricky to get around, but it's very pretty at the same time. You can see the cliff up there. I believe one of those outcroppings, that's probably one of the overlooks that we looked at from above. We keep working our way up the canyon. Nothing stopping to do a lot of commentary, having a lot of photos and videos with the camera. It's hard to tell how much elevation I've gained. I can kind of look out into the valley, get some indication, but the walls above, from the bottom, there's no way to tell which part was the overlook and which one wasn't. I'm guessing it was about a mile from the overlook on the trail down to the stream, but that was a lot of switchbacks. It definitely wasn't straight, whereas the path I'm following is both steep and straight, so I'm going to be making a lot more ground up than I was coming down. I'm guessing I'm about halfway. Kind of hard to tell. The sun keeps dipping in and out, both the clouds and depending on where I am in this gully. If I'm, certain sections are deeper than others, I lose the sun. But not too worried about sunshine, or it'll be up for a while. I'll just be in the shade. Other than that, so far I haven't climbed up anything I can't turn around and climb back down. So turning around and going back is always an option. Although at this point, being halfway up, I'm really hoping I can make it to the top. I know that from that first overlook, there was a waterfall, and above that it looked like it was a pretty easy hike out. The question is, can I get around that big waterfall? Couldn't get a good view of it from the overlook. I think I can, but sometimes the rock is going right up against the stream, and it only leaves you one side of the gully to hike on. Definitely more adventurous than I was planning, but I'm definitely glad I did it. Way more exercise than I was planning to get today. So we're going to keep chugging along. The stream is just beautiful. It's super high. Waterfalls everywhere. So motivations left and right. Assessing my ability to climb out. My plan had been, if I have to escape to the right or to the east, because that's where the trail is. It is questionable whether I'd be able to climb that without any kind of climbing gear. Just in hiking boots. I don't have any ropes or anything with me, so it's not necessarily a steep climb. It's more that it's just covered with really loose leaves and rocks and all kinds of slippery stuff, and there's a lot of water leaking out of the rocks, so it may not necessarily be a difficult climb from a technical steepness, but from a slippery, not having equipment standpoint, it's more than I'd want to risk. But it does kind of zag back and forth, so it's possible that if I had to do that in an emergency, I'd be able to find easier routes up. But just looking up, it is not obvious I'd be able to make it. It's definitely getting pinched in here. Lots of cliffs above, so can't tell which one, if any of those, were the overlooks. Anytime I come across stuff like this, I start to get worried. I don't know. I don't know my bears well enough. I know they're semi-hibernating right now, and they're looking for caves to den up in. I can't imagine if they would come up in here. This is just be so hard to get up in here, but maybe that's what they're looking for, kind of an out of the way spot. And my big concern is, typically bears around here, give them a wide berth, they're fine, make lots of noise, but the stream is so loud that, you know, I'll be right on top of something before it hears me or I hear it. And the second thing is, it's so tight in here, I can't give it a wide berth, and I don't want it to feel cornered. So I don't think I'm going to have any bear problems. I certainly hope not, but I'm definitely keeping my eyes open, because that would be a little awkward. I'm having to use a lot of concentration just to keep my footing, keep my hands. So I'm not really keeping my head up looking for wildlife or anything. Alright, looks like I got a somewhat technical part. It's pretty steep on this side, pretty steep on that side. Don't know how I'm going to do it. We'll figure it out. Alright, this is definitely some type of a den. Don't know if that's a fox or a rabbit or what would be in there, but that's the section I just did. It's quite possible I violated my rule of don't go up something you can't get back down, because I don't know that I can get back down there. You got a wall on this side and on this side, so I may have just committed to out and up at this point. We shall see. Looks like there's enough of a path that I can get up, but you know, put it this way, I can get back down that, but I do not guarantee I can do it dry. I think that's the big fall. And you can definitely see the skyline on the ridge line there. So I'm getting near the top, plus looking down into the valley, I'm way above where I started out. So I'm hoping I'm near the top, past one rough section. It looks like this next part's going to be a little climbing, but certainly doable. And then we're going to hit the big waterfall, and that's where I don't know. We also have one coming down from the side, which I remember from the first overlook. So I suspect that the first overlook is up in that area somewhere. it's gonna be back a little bit. It's not on that ledge, it's further back. So anyone up there would not see me. I am on an island. Okay, boys and girls, I do not see a way up that. Stream on the left, pool on the right. I may have to go all the way up and around this big rock. We'll see. So that was the up climb. Not the sketchiest thing I've ever done, but lots of really loose dead wood. As you can see, I'm way up high now, back up to about where I was on the second overlook. That cliff line has got to be where the first overlook was. Down in that crack is where the dead end I couldn't get to, so I'm now going up and over. I did successfully get over. Part of the reason for coming up where I did is I avoided the stream having to cross. So I'm gonna take a break, put in battery number 4, and you can see through the thing. That's got to be the big waterfall. So if I can get up and past that, it's home free and I'm at the top. We'll see. Sounds like famous last words to me. So much for being the first person here. Take a little trash with us. Halfway up the large waterfall, and the trail does go, so I should be able to top out no problem. I was trying to stay on that other side, but it was just such a scree field. It was all loose that it kept falling out and taking me down to the stream. So after about the third time that happened, I decided to come over to this side where it is more stable. Ended up not getting a lot of great shots of the waterfall. I could climb down there maybe, but I'm running out of energy and daylight and I'm getting cold. So I'm going to be content with the shots I already got. I'm going to scramble up this last little bump, and then from there should be a pretty easy climb up to the trail and back to the car. So it's been fun. I doubt this waterfall ever flows like that. I mean, this is definitely, only after a major rain event. So maybe one day I'll come back when it's a little drier just for comparison, but it seems like it'd be less fun if it were drier. Alright, I'll definitely off the beaten path today. That climb, by my standards, not too bad, but by average hiking standards, yeah, it's definitely a lot of scrambling and climbing over boulders, walking across logs to get up the stream. And up is the major word. You're gaining elevation almost the whole time. It's not that different from Little Devil Stairs, except for the fact that Little Devil Stairs has a trail, and this one you're completely off trail. So as far as elevation and rock formation, it's very similar. All right, I'm gonna put the camera away and try to get up this hill. I've now gotten out of the back country. I'm back on the yellow trail, whatever that was called. Oh, I am also now very much losing daylight. The temperature is dropping quickly. So, my backcountry detour, well, very fun. Added a lot of elevation and time to my trip that I had not planned. So, while I thought I would be finishing this up with plenty of time, I'm now rushing to get back before it gets dark. But wouldn't be one of my hikes without that. I wouldn't know what to do if I actually started and finished a hike when I planned to. Anyhow, the backcountry bushwhacking Gully adventure, well worth it. Not for the faint of heart, not for the casual day hiker, but man, it is very, very pretty and fun. Lots of stuff to climb around on and climb over. Kind of pick your own adventure as far as stream crossings and what's the best way to get from point A to point B. Man, this walking on a flat level trail is just amazing. I take for granted when you go hiking in the woods how much difference there is between a trail and having to bushwhack cross country. Well, almost back to the parking lot. I can see Skyline Drive, the car just went past. So I managed to make it off the mountain before dark, but only just. So, lesson is, kiddies, give yourself plenty of time. I do have 2 flashlights with me, so, and I had them out in case darkness came, but ended up not needing them. Probably had another 20-30 minutes before it really got dark. Still way closer than I wanted to cut it. I was supposed to be off the mountain by 4. It's after 6 now, so looks like I ended up adding about 2 miles doing the gully. I don't know that the 2 miles of bushwhacking and climbing, though, it's not just 2 miles of smooth trail. I think it took me 3 hours to go those 2 miles. Alright, back to the car and getting home.